Vivian speaking more about city life.
关注房子，关注城市，更关注生活。
I will see you every Wednesday night.
国际生活家直播采访秀 Vivian speaking， 每周3晚7点半，不见不散。
Wow, everyone! It's a Wednesday again, and good evening. And this is Vivian speaking. And tonight it's my honor to have Wendy with us tonight, and she is studying in Emerson College in USA, and she also the director and the writer of 2 films. One is 果果, and another one is Edelweiss, right?
Yes.
So welcome you be here.
Thank you.
Okay, and tonight also my partner is Suri. She's gonna do the Chinese part. So how about you say something?
大家好，欢迎又来到今天的 Vivian Speaking。今天呢，我们的主题是梦想成真的电影人，然后我们也请到了今天的嘉宾，就是 Wendy。她呢，就是从爱默生大学电影专业毕业的，同时呢，她还是担任了2部影片的一个编导。所以说呢，但是这2部影片呢，也是可以说呢，从她的自身出发，也是反映了一些现实。所以大家也很期待今天的一个访谈吧。所以呢，我们就赶紧进入今天的 Vivian Speaking。
Okay, thank you, Suri. And then let's start from your recent movie, okay? Edelweiss. So could you let us know something about this movie and what is the story about?
So Edelweiss is basically about a girl named Cece returning home and finding that her home is no longer home to her anymore.
Oh, so Cici is a Chinese girl.
Yeah, returning home after being studying abroad in America.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's been 1 year you've been preparing for this film, right?
Yes.
And it's gonna involve lots of your energy and works.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna shoot movie next
Month, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your feeling now?
Right now, I'm feeling excited, but also stressed at the moment for it. But a lot of it is excited because this past weekend, me and my producers, we just went to location scouting, and we got to see the location, got to see like Weihai and where we're gonna film, and that made me a lot more excited for it because I can actually see things happening slowly. So it's very exciting and creative process of it, but also like very nervous for me, like very nerve-wracking.
Yeah. And for the topic, and for the girl, just come back from the USA, and she's a Chinese girl, and she no longer feel that her home, right?
Yeah.
So why you choose this topic? I think it's very interesting, but why you choose it?
I chose this topic because in a way I feel that applies to me personally too, because I've always kind of felt like every time when I go home, I don't feel like I am truly home. But then when I'm back in America, I also don't feel like where I belong to. So it's kind of like this confliction of like, where do I belong and like, where's my home? And because of that, and also talking to many other like females who are studying abroad in America, I kind of came to this film, Edelweiss.
Okay, so can I see that the CC is a slice of you or part of you?
Yes, in a way it is. And also like just by looking at the title of the film, the title of the film Edelweiss, which in Chinese it's called 平草, and that is it is a kind of like weeds that floats on a lake that does not have a root. And I chose to name it that because in a way Cece herself doesn't have a root to it. And I feel like that to me, which I do have a home here, which is a bit different for me. But on the other hand, I also feel like I don't really belong to where I come from.
Okay, so this film is a kind of a road-seeking film.
Yeah.
Okay, since I know that you went to international school when you were very young.
Yeah.
Right, around 4 years old?
4.5.
Oh, 4.5. And afterwards, you've been in international school for the elementary, and after that, you moved to USA to study in the high school and the college. So yeah, I think you are the representative, a very typical representative of we call it the third culture kids. So how do you understanding of this?
I feel like in a way, I do apply to it because I never went to a local school here. I have for like a year when I was in kindergarten for like 1 year. But then after that, since 4.5, I've been in an international school. And then later on in high school, I went to America and then now in college in America. So I never really truly belonged in the local culture because I never really interacted with anyone from there.
Okay.
But on the other hand, too, I'm not really truly like American or anything because I'm not from there, too. And yeah, I feel like in that way, I do like, because I don't really have a specific culture that you can define me as. I'm not culturally, like, I don't really belong in a Chinese culture, but I also don't really belong in a Western culture.
Yeah, very clear. Your, how to say the third culture kids, they actually don't feel that they belong to any culture, right? And but for us, I mean, so for most audience, they would thought that for the third culture kids, wow, it's just so amazing that they can go to the international school and they can go study abroad, but they say the good part of it, right? But very few people can notice, maybe you have the shortage of something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that, this kind of film, I mean, this film, other ways, you want people to see it.
Yeah.
Right?
In a way, yeah, that's part of what I want people to see, which is that since there's so many of us as years goes by of like Chinese kids of my age or younger that's going abroad to like either like America, Australia, London, anywhere.
Yeah.
The more of us go to other places, when we come back, there is this cultural and traditional gap between us and the people who stayed, and also mainly between us and our parents and a different generation too, which is also part of what my film talked about.
So besides the film talking, because you talked twice, and you said that you and your parents, maybe some cultural barrier. So do you give us, the audience, some, a suggestion if their kids was right now they were studying in international school, if there was parents right now, so what would you suggest for them?
Yeah, I would say that I'm very lucky because my parents are very open with a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I would say the best suggestion is, especially for parents, when they have kids like this, is to be open with if we're like with two different cultures, two different views, because my parents are like that. And that really helped me grow as a person, also made me grow up in a happier environment in a lot of ways.
Okay, so did you fight before? I mean,
there will be fights, obviously. There is always going to be fights. Like, I mean, like, any kid would fight with their parents in a way. And for me, sometimes it is like, they don't really get what I've seen, and I don't really get what they're seeing.
Yes, sure.
But either way, like, when that happens, just know that towards the end, you both care for each other. I think once you realize that makes your fights a lot, like, better, because you know that like you're fighting because you care for each other.
You can feel, this kind of feeling, right? Care for each other, but still there's some cultural barrier, right?
To express it like properly to each other.
But finally, each time you you and your parents solve the problem, right, together. All right, so let's have a little break and let's go to the three.
刚才呢 Vivian 和 Wendy 也谈到了一些关于第三文化的一些故事。我们以前呢也是谈论过这个话题。这个第三文化儿童呢是现在的一个新型趋势吧，他们就是夹在中外文化两个之中，他们是属于这么一种典型的一种处于这种文化的一种儿童啊，或者一些青少年。然后呢，刚才呢也谈论到了平草的一些内容。这个平草呢 ，Wendy 就是想通过它呢来表达一些第三文化儿童的一些心理，一些自己平常不能说的一些心声呢，都会通过这个电影呢，还有一些他当时的文字啊，包括一些来表达出来。 我不知道大家是怎么理解平草这个含义呢？反正让我的理解来说呢，平草呢就像一种无根的草，它呢也是想通过这个影片呢来向大家传递一种寻根文化。从这个女主这个 Cici 呢，从美国回到家这么一种寻找归属感的这么一种过程，也是想向大众体现的是这么一种归属感和一种就是归家的这一种文化。现在呢，我们来看一下网友的问题。网友呢也是今天比较热情啊，都是在说，我们的嘉宾非常有气质，说嘉宾的纹身非常的可爱。然后还有一个我们的网友想提问，就是咱们的平草最想向大众传达一种什么理念呢？
用英文还是用中文的话，就是
You can do both.
最想传达一种理念。In a way, I want to 我用英文说吧，因为what I want to express the most is towards the Chinese audience, I want people to see like how people of my age are feeling and how we feel when we come here. And also for other people who are experiencing the same thing as the main character Cici, I want them to just see that, oh, someone like me is represented on the screen. Like, so for everyone to kind of like 就是让人产生一种共鸣。对。然后呢，对不了解的这些，就比如说您说这种第三文化呢，就让他们去更加去了解，就留学生，然后还有大家的一些心理，然后更加去想去就是去了解、去体会一下，就这个。
Okay, so let's get back to your film, The Idol With. So you are going to Shandong Province next month. So Shandong Province, which city? Weihai is your hometown there, right?
Yeah, from my dad's side, our families and ancestors were from there.
Okay, so right now you've been preparing, this film for almost a year. So what is the most difficult part?
Prepare for
this?
This.
And how did you go through it?
I think the most difficult part, well, a lot of it is hard.
Yeah.
The most difficult part I feel like is because I have been on other sets back in Boston, which is where my college is. And since I am not there anymore, I am here. There's a lot of things I need to learn, such as how things work here. I need to find like where I get my equipment and everything. But also one of the main things I think that was hard for me was also to keep on pushing myself to make everything better, because it is like I want to, and it's hard. It's just hard because from time to time it's hard to be creative all the time. And also it's more just like a lot of the creative process is very hard to like push through.
Yeah.
But once you do, it feels really nice. But it's just like during the process of it, it's really stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this is your graduation film.
Yeah.
Right? And you are not only the writer, director, maybe, so you do all of this work, but not only by yourself, by the support of your family, by the support of your classmates, right? So everything, but you need to control it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a part of it,
Yeah,
right?
in a way it's hard because you're kind of, people are like, you're kind of like, in a way, you're the director, everyone, like everything you're doing, like all my crew, like my classmates are helping me to create what I want to see. And in a way, you're kind of like the leader in a way. And leading is hard in a way sometimes because it's hard to try to like be, like, because it's always hard to lead. Like it's always hard to be someone on the top and trying to lead everyone else, because you want everyone to be happy, but you also want to get what you want. So in a way, sometimes.
So how you balance it? Because right now you're just 22 years old, right?
Yeah. How I balance is that I kind of just, it's more like I'm always thinking of that, like what is best for the people working, like my classmates who are helping me on this film, and what is the best way to also not put too much pressure on my family.
Okay.
But also, it's kind of like I just need to be able to be willing to give up something that is too impossible, but also be willing to hold on to something that I want to make happen. Yeah, it's kind of like knowing what is the right time to give up on something and when is the right time to hold on to it and keep on going.
So is that hard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's have let's have a look. We have some photos, right? So could you explain to the audience what's that?
So this is the photo. So this is basically what I've drawn. So for our location scout, we went to the location of the place we're filming.
You drawn it by yourself.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so this is for mainly our gaffer, which he does the lighting, and our DP who obviously who's the person who shoots the film, and then our production designer. So this is because a lot of my friends that's helping me on the set, that's working on the set, they can't actually be at the location. So I have to draw out a plan for them, and also with this image, I can show them like, oh, so this is my blocking. This is where I want my actor.
Right?
Yeah, this is maybe where we want to put the light. This is where we want to put the camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I mean your classmates in USA right now, right? But they still can say this, right? Okay. I get it. So what else? So who's that?
Oh, so this is my producer Leo, and basically this is our location scouting photos. So I took photos for my DP, my director of photography, and also my gaffer.
You took this.
I
photo.
took this photo, yeah.
That's a great photo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I took this photo so I can let them see this is a possible like shot for when we're shooting. Like, oh, so Leo is standing in for Cici.
Okay.
So this is maybe where we want Cici to stand. This is how we want it to look. So kind of everyone has a better idea of how it looks.
So it's Leo watching this live show now.
Maybe. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So what about this is Weihai, right?
Yeah. This is the beach that we'll be filming at, and it's just like more photos that I took for my crew, so they can see how it looks like, so everyone has a better idea before we go there to shoot.
Okay. So before you shoot the movie, and you done lots of preparation, and actually that's a part of it, right? And you need to go to the place and took some photos for all the members of your crews, right? Okay. Yeah, get it. All right. So that's for the recent film. So when we can watch the finished one?
So it will be screening in Boston in around May next year.
Oh, next year.
Yes.
But when you start to to prepare for this film, I mean, when you start to prepare this graduation film.
When?
Yeah.
When did I start?
Yeah. Back to maybe it's the first year of your colleague or second year or third
I've been
year.
thinking about shooting a film in China since freshman year of college, which is the first year of college. But when this idea of like, oh, this is specifically, I want to shoot this in Weihai, this idea came out, and I started it more from last year when I was a sophomore, right after I finished shooting the film Guo Guo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. So how about let's move to Guo Guo. But I think I also have one more question about the idol film. Idol film, I think, yes, this is your graduation film. It must involve a lot of your energy, your family support. But also beside that, what about my money issue? Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of like, I mean, it's obviously to produce a film, you have to spend a lot of money, and so part of our money came from crowdfunding.
Oh, crowdfund. Okay.
Yeah. And that is, and we used for our crowdfunding, we used a website, a Chinese website called 众筹网, and that's the website that we use to raise money from our friends and family.
So that is a crowdfunding website.
Yeah.
Okay, so that showed us that you got 26,500 RMB there, right?
Yes.
So is that enough for this film?
It is not like more like it's not even half of the budget that we have right now.
Oh.
But it is enough for us to, it provides us with, it does help us with a lot of things. It helps
Yeah.
us with housing, it helps us with like food, it helps us with transportation, equipment.
Oh, okay.
Like all of these are helped with because of these money that people gave us, and we're really thankful for it.
All right. And so what about the less money that you need besides, this number?
That is from my family,
Wow.
mainly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's move to the 果果. Mm-hmm. Okay. So how about let's watch the little video first. We have a short video about 果果.
You my son.
妈妈，我刚买了吃的，我现在去买餐具。
行，别走太远了啊，天那么晚了。
I noticed this film has a very little lyrics, right?
Yeah, there's not a lot of words.
Words, right? Yeah. But I can understand it very easily. So what is about this film? I mean, this story, yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically about a kid named Guoguo who, with his mom, they came to America. And since he doesn't speak any English, it's kind of like the thing, the fear we kind of show of what he feels being in America. So it's kind of like a story that's told through a child's view.
So where you get this actress and this boy?
The boy, I knew him from, so my mom knew a kid, my little brother plays ice hockey. So they met this boy in his ice hockey summer camp, basically. And the actress, I met her through
You need help here?
Okay.
of my friends, and because of that film, I managed, I got in contact with her and then asked her if she wanted to come and play tomorrow.
You need help, you should ask for
Seems
it,
very
okay?
nervous. I mean, this boy, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because she couldn't understand English, right?
Yeah, because in a way, he can't understand
got your
English,
change.
so and in a way, I kind of wrote it to relate to myself in a way, because when I first went to international school when I was 4.5, I didn't speak any English, and everyone there did. So it was kind of like I kind of shut myself down.
Are you okay?
And Bobo did the
You
same
look lost, honey. Where are your parents?
thing. Shut himself out from everyone else.
Right. I mean, in the real world,
Yeah.
right? But this kind of stressful feeling,
Yeah.
or this kind of afraid feeling that you can feel the same, right? As
Yeah,
as
it's
he
kind
do.
of way he's been holding onto it to himself. He's been holding it in, all this fear, and towards the point where he falls is when it finally is let out. He finally lets out how much like fear he is feeling, and he is finally showing it. And in a way, it is a process that he is making, a progress that he's making, where he is willing to share it with other people.
Okay, so how long of that's 果果, because we just watch a part of it, right? We just watch part of it. So how long of that film?
It's about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah, it's a short film.
Okay, how long it's a take to shoot this film?
It took us to shoot it. It took us 3 days.
Just 3 days.
Yes, for Guoguo, it took us 3 days.
Oh, so let's have some pictures. And let's say what's happening back then. So this is Guoguo's shooting studio, right?
Yeah, this is part of the scene where he is at his house and when he comes in, and this is basically our crew members setting up the lights for our shoot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's what everybody's
everyone is on on the crew, and they're all. It's kind of this is all like our process of like we were all setting up to get ready to shoot what you guys will see in the film. Yeah.
Okay. So what they're talking?
Yeah, this is more. So this is the young boy there is Guoguo, and his actual name is Bruce, and that's his guardian there next to him, and then next to him is our editor Ben, and the three of them are kind of just talking because we need to make him feel comfortable in order to have him give his best shot of to act.
So for this boy Bruce, does he have the same feeling or same experience as the boy?
He does because his parents are from China.
Okay.
And they lived in China, and then they decided to move to America when he was young too. So in a way, he does apply to what Guoguo is experiencing.
That's good. Okay. Next one. Okay, for the outside shooting.
Yes,
part,
this is
right?
the outside shoot. Yeah. And this is our director of photography and with his camera. That was the shot that you guys probably saw just now when he was going through the alley.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is the supermarket.
Supermarket.
Yeah, and this is our production designer, Shawnee, and with our actor. Yeah.
Okay. Wow,
And-
so that is how many people involved in this shooting, right?
Yes. There's definitely some people that isn't in the photo that was also on the shoot, but unfortunately we weren't able to get a full crew shoot, but like this is almost everyone that worked on the film.
Okay. So for the idle weights, I mean, for this film, how long? I mean, how many minutes? How long for this?
Idle weights?
Yeah.
For idle weeds, it will probably be around 15 to 20 minutes.
15 to 20.
Yeah.
And for this guoguo, it's just about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But this 10 minutes just take 3 days to shoot it, right?
Yeah.
And how long to prepare it before to
We
shoot
started preparing it. So for Gogo, I didn't really get as much time to do it, but we started, I think, around like not December or something, and then we actually shot it in March. So that's about 3 months, I'm assuming. Yeah, to prepare it and shoot it.
Okay, so we're very look forward to see to watch the finished movie of the Idol Wits, right? Because it took us so long time to prepare it, and it's gonna take almost 1 month to shoot it, right?
Yeah,
How
it
long?
would take us about 11 days.
Oh,
to shoot
11
it,
days.
yeah.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so let's move to the next part. So before it, so let's say, is there any question from the audience?
刚才呢，我们也听Vivian和Wendy谈到了一些，包括我们平草啊，还有一些果果的一些提前的一些准备啊。我们也发现啊，其实从那个构思一部影片呢，到我们最后拍摄成功，其实是需要很多的一个阶段，有可能需要1个月啊、3个月，或者是1年、2年，或者是甚至更多的时间。这也是我们一名电影人的一个不懈的追求。我们也常说，这个生活，我们的电影呢，其实是来源于生活，又高于生活的。我们温蒂呢，就是从自己的一个第三文化的一个经历中，是找到了这些创作的灵感，所以我们也很期待接下来的一个平草的一个呈现。接下来我们看一下网友的问题。然后我们这个网友想问一下，就是我们知道果果和平草之间呢是一个第三文化将它们串联起来，那想问一下嘉宾，这个果果和平草之间除了这个，还有一些什么联系吗？
除了第三文化以外，
对，还有什么其他的联系吗？
我觉得有它的其他联系就是它是有很多它的结合，就是它这个故事的，对不起，我中文不是很好，就是它很多这个故事的缘由也很多是因为我听就是别人的故事才写出来的。因为我一般不是很爱说话，所以我一般可是我很爱去听就别人的故事，别人讲了他们自己人生经历故事，所以我觉得这两个另外一关就是他们两个很多都是我听别人跟我讲了他们的故事，或者是别人的故事，然后对我有很深的感触，我记下来了，然后我用那些故事，然后把他们就拍出了一个影片。
还有网友想问一下，就是你从构思一个剧本到成型需要多长时间呢？
看情况了，主要是因为果果，其实我当时是果果这个剧本本来是我们上课的一个课里面要写的一个作业，然后这个我当时其实就用了1周就写完了，可是当然后期要改啊什么那估计也得花了2个月差不多。然后平草的话就不太一样，平草其实我从构思开始，我是去年的6月份、5月份我就开始想了，后来我到最后真的写出来了，已经是那个10月份了，差不多，所以就是每个都不一样，看情况都要对。
然后我还看到咱们的网友针对咱们这个故事背景也提了一个问题，问一下，这个是在纽约进行的拍摄吗？
果果，
对，果
果是在波士顿拍，就在我们学校爱默生大学那边拍的。
Okay. So your major is a visual medium art. So did you, chose this major by yourself?
Yes, I did. I wanted to. So originally in high school, I did a lot of theater, and I've liked to write since I was young, and I've always felt it like a better way for me to express myself. And because of that, I went to visit Emerson, and I noticed that they have this major visual media arts, and I was like, I really want to write more stories, and of that I heard of, that I know of, or of myself, and show it to the people, and let people who feel like that they weren't heard, like feel like they were heard, and feel like they can, like their stories are brought to the light in a way.
Yeah. And I heard that you got a very high grade, on your writing in your high school, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's why, and you want to express more, right? And you want to write down more story, right, about the peoples. Okay. So, and I think lots of audience have maybe have the same question as I do, that what it seems like, when you were young. So I got a little surprise for you, and I found some, young photo pictures. Yeah. I just talked to your mom, and she told me that, you were, just go through your old photos, and, when you were a kid.
Yeah.
So she preferred to give me those photos you might forgot. But I thought it's very I thought it's very cute. So so when is that? How old?
I don't remember how old I was for this. I only remember that because he's the Chinese celebrity
小虎队
苏有朋 Yeah, and I remember because I really liked 还珠格格 when I was young.
Okay.
And so my mom, like, she knew a friend that like was on set with him, so she brought me there. That was my first time that I went to a film set too, because I went to a film shoot, and it was very interesting to me, and I met him, and I just remember I was really excited.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What about next? Is that first time you on the show, on the stage? So the last one, I need to make sure that the last one is you, right?
Yeah, the one wearing the skirt is me.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was so like I said, in high school I did a lot of theater. So that was, when was that? I think that was senior year, when which is grade 9, not grade 9, grade 12 of high school, and I got this like fairly like big role for the musical, and that was me performing on stage.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. So how about that one?
That is also me performing for that exact musical.
To be honest, the first time I saw that photo, I was, I need to tell who is Wendy. Okay? Yeah. It's so cute.
Yeah, that was me, because I got so there was, for the musical, there was a big dance number that was really hard, and I was picked to dance that dance number with the other two people. So that was us getting ready for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. About next one.
Oh, that's also grade 12 with my friends in high school.
In high school in the USA,
In
right?
the US, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was also, so I was in the program, which was another theater program, but also I think because of this that I joined. So it's called the Ireland Project. That happened in the master's school, which was the high school I went to. And so what we did was we went to Ireland and we like interacted with the people there. And every time we have a kind of a theme, and then we would interview people about their stories. And then because of that, we like after that we would transcribe it and then turning into like an experimental like kind of like theater expression something like that, I think. And then because of that, I got to write a lot. And we were also told to interview a lot of people. And I got to hear a lot about other people's story. And that's when I started to realize I really enjoy like listening about other people's story and turning into something creative that expresses like what they're thinking and also part of what I was thinking.
So here I got a question that you just mentioned that you went to the international school the first time when you were around 4.5, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the first challenge for you to face a new environment.
Yeah.
And I mean, around how old? Maybe 16, and you went to America.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the second time, right? And you need to face it by yourself, right? It's all the new environment. So for the second time, because we saw lots of photos there, right? It's about the grade 12 or something like that. So for that part, is that anything different from the first one? Because I felt that even though 4.5 years old is way back then, but you can still remember. That's right.
I do remember what's different between these two is I feel like I was 4.5 years old. I didn't speak English. I didn't speak any English. Everyone did, and that was the challenge for me, was to learn English, because at that age, like I don't think any like form of like what kind of culture we identify with was really truly formed yet. So at that time, for me, my biggest challenge when I was young was to fit in without speaking English.
Oh, okay.
Like I had to fit in with this, like my friends around me, but also learn English at the same time.
Okay, that's kind of technique.
Yeah, it's more like
problem,
a communication problem,
Yeah.
you know. And but then for high school, I think what the challenge was because when I went there, I don't really there was Chinese students there, but I can't really relate to them too, because they also went to a local school before coming to America for high school.
Okay.
So in a lot of ways, there is a bit of a gap between me and them. But on the other hand, I also don't fit in with a lot of the American students there too, because you know they are from America. I've only been to America a few times.
Yeah.
So it's
You
kind
need
of
to
like
choose.
I
right?
can't really. It's hard to choose, but it's also like I don't want to choose, and I rather stay. I like being in between, but it's also hard to be in between.
Okay, so for the second, for the second time that you need to face a new environment, and you got those kind of challenges, how you go through it?
I kind of just learned more from things, and kind of just it's more, for high school. It was a process of finding what's a good balance, because like when I went there, the Chinese people don't really think of me as Chinese. The Americans, I'm not American too. So it's kind of like, so both groups don't really know where I am standing exactly from.
Okay.
And so it's kind of hard for me to find a balance of because a lot of Chinese people, when they go abroad, they like to hang out with each other. So it's kind of like a balance of, do I want to hang out with them? Or do I want to kind of like find a middle ground?
Okay.
Like basically is the hard part. And also to be able to adjust to the culture of America. Because I think when I was in IST, I've never really heard of a lot of things about like stereotypes of like, what an Asian is supposed to be. Like, you know, like, and like what, because when I went to America, people were like, you're supposed to be good at math. And
But actually,
I've never heard about that before. So
Okay.
for me, and actually, like I'm not good at math.
Okay.
So it's like there's a lot of things I never heard of, so I had to learn about all of that too. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, get it. Yeah. So how about others? Wow, this is an amazing photo. I don't know who took that for you, but you know, yeah, see, that's a boy's, you know, he must staring at you. Okay, yeah. So you learned how to play piano, right?
Yeah, I started learning how to play piano since I was 4.5 too, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then I kind of stopped later, so I don't really know how to do it anymore. But yeah.
Okay, so, wow, that's a little girl.
Yeah.
So that's around 10, maybe?
I don't know,
Because of,
I'm very tall.
yeah,
so
you're
I
very
can't tell.
tall. Yeah, it's hard to tell, right? Oh. So I hope you won't fight with your mom when you're back home, okay? All right. But I do love. Could you go back? Yeah, I love that. Your hairstyle. Who did that for you?
I think I was in Thailand.
Ah,
And then you know
okay.
how they do those on this like at the beach. I think I tried it. Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. And this photo is my graduation from high school.
Okay. From high school.
Yeah. It's our graduation photo.
Okay, this is a very cute one. And because you chose that major, right? So how you understanding? I mean, how do you define what kind of person can be a very good director of the film?
I feel like a lot of it is to just when you know what you want and you know how to get there. I feel like that's the most important part to be a director, because because there's some directors that if you don't know what you like, if you don't know what you're visioning, you don't know what you want to say, then there's nothing for you to say, and then there's nothing for you to direct.
Okay. So do you have this kind of feeling that before you shoot the adults, you seems like you have seen the finish the film? Do you have this kind of feeling?
Yes, because when I was writing the script, in my mind, I am imagining exactly how I want it to look like.
Okay.
I'm imagining exactly how everything is gonna look like, how how the acting is gonna be, how the image will be. Like everything is in my head as I am writing and reading over the script. And every time when I talk with my crew, I am trying to tell them like, oh, so this is what I envision. And do you guys get it? And my crew, a lot of them, they really do get what I'm trying to do, and a lot of them do support it. Like my director of photography, his name is Wu Ho, and he does also fit as the third culture kid.
Oh,
so in a lot of ways, the two of us we work together, and I feel like because of that, our visions do fit.
Yeah. Okay. For the next picture, and it's not that. You can go back and with her family. Okay. So that is when you were 15?
No, that's graduated in 2015.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. And because you told us that what you get from the crowdfunding website, I mean the money, it's not maybe just a half, right? It's what you needed.
Yeah.
And your parents supports a lot.
Yeah.
So and I think Jan and your father must be watching the live show right now. So what do you want to say to them?
I want to say that I really thank you them, and a lot of it is, I think the first thing that comes to my mind, what I say to them is 注意身体 because I'm not gonna 我经常不在家，所以我希望你们可以多注意身体，然后就是不要太累，对，然后多睡觉，多自己出去玩玩。
Okay. And I also want to say to Jan that I'm so proud of you. You have such a great daughter here, right? So yeah. Okay. So anyway, this is our today's Vivian speaking. So I will see you next Wednesday. Okay. And also I'm looking forward to the finish the film of the Idol With. Okay. So let's see you next Wednesday. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.